Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. This is the second one that I'm making. It's Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I just did one about, the CMEs and all that kind of stuff. But there was another one that I wanted to make. Anybody who makes YouTube videos will tell you, or most of you who just read the comments will know that there are an abundance of kind of confusing comments that come out. There's a lot of hateful ones. There's a lot of snarky ones. There's a lot of argumentative ones. There's a lot of just plain stupid ones. I take all those off because I don't like, I just don't like the mess. Nobody wants to read that stuff, and it's stupid, and it doesn't add anything to the conversation. So it's kind of like weed in the garden. I take those off. But there was a comment that I got just in the last couple of days that I wasn't sure what it meant. It was a very simple question, but it's an important question. And it simply said, and it was there was a lot of good comments. This one simply said, "What are you preparing for?" Now, I thought about that for a minute, and I said, what is this person trying to say? Are they, like so many people, kind of being snarky? Or are they really putting out an important question to make people think? What are you preparing for? So I want to address that in the good context. For all I know, they were being a smart aleck, but I don't know. I don't know that. We'll use that question to really, make us focus, right? What are you preparing for? The last couple of days, everybody's been consumed with these CMEs. They were put out by the solar flares, and for all I know, more may be coming. The one that I just did on CMEs or HARP kind of caused, it asks the question or makes the statement, we don't really know the truth of what we're being told. But the question, what are you preparing for, is central to what you're doing. It's central to what you are preparing for, okay? So I'm not going to make this a long one, but I want you to consider that. I've always said, prepare for a CME, because if you're prepared for that, you'll be prepared for everything. And I assume most of you know what a CME is. If you don't, no problem. That's good. I'm glad you're here learning about it. It's a coronal mass ejection. It's a spurting out of solar flares from the sun, and I won't get into the whole science of it. I don't claim to know all of the science behind it. We have some very smart people over on the Patreon channel, if you'd like to join us over there, who do get into that. I'm more the preparedness aspect than the science aspect. But my series of books, the Stone Knot series, this is what they were about. The world gets hit with a CME, a coronal mass ejection, shuts everything down, takes us back essentially to pre-electricity days like the 1840s. I keep hearing people say it's going to take us back to the Stone Age. No, it's not. It's these people don't understand it, and they need to stop putting this scary stuff out. It's not. And as I've said before, it'll take us back to a pre-electricity day, but it doesn't cost us the knowledge that we've gained along the way, and we will be without electricity for a number of years until manufacturing is able to be reinstituted. And within the first year, they estimate a 90% die-off of the affected area, which means that within a year, 9 out of 10 people will be dead. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's probably a good thing. I won't address that, but it kind of takes us back to the survival of the fittest, right? That doesn't mean the fittest or the best. It just means they're either the meanest or the toughest or whatever, and that brings us all sorts of new challenges. But anyway, that's what my books were about, and I've always said, prepare for a coronal mass ejection, and you will be prepared for anything else. I'll tell you how to get them in a minute if you're interested. So it's kind of like when I used to teach martial arts, and I'd say you don't have to be able to understand, like, if you're being attacked, and in the martial arts, in different systems, there's all sorts of fancy ways to respond, to different strikes and punches and things. And I said, it's very difficult to try to intercept or defend against all these different attacks at all the different points of the attack, right? But what you do know, you know the target. You know the target, if it's coming high, it's going to be your head, right? All you have to do is cover up your head, keep the strike from hitting its target, and you're going to be fine. And it's kind of the same way with this. You don't have to think about everything. You just have to think about your preparedness. You don't have to think about the threats. You have to think about your preparedness stance. And, you take into that the major things: food, water, shelter, protection, people, energy, all these kinds of things. If you develop the ability to provide for all of those things yourself, to not rely on those, as I call it, all of the external interrelated systems over which you have little or no control, you're going to be fine. And that is our final goal in preparedness, right? To be able to live independent of all those external systems. Doesn't mean that you maybe want to, while everything's still fine, stay connected to the grid. I mean, stay connected to the city water or the rural water, whatever. It makes life a lot easier. There's no reason, in my opinion, to go out and try to divorce yourself from that now. But the ability to do it is important, and that's simply, the result of a process of developing those skills and applications. When people start to address this question of their own, what am I preparing for? They need to understand that, and they need to take it with an understanding and a plan of how to get there. If you don't know your destination, every map in the world isn't going to help you, right? You want to establish your destination. That's to be independent of the systems, and then kind of set your roadmap along the way. Okay, how do I get there? And how you get there is step by step by step. You all know the old saw that the longest journey begins with a single step, right? And I've always told my people there's only two parts to a job: getting started and then keep going until the job's done. So every journey starts with a single step if you're new to prepping, but if you're involved in prepping, it's that single step followed by another single step, followed by another single step, followed by another single step, and on and on and on until you have arrived at your destination. So I would say, that is an important question to ask yourself. What are you preparing for? And your answer should be, I'm preparing for anything and everything. And that's what these are all about. If you haven't read them, I think you'd love them. You will learn a lot. It's six volumes, 6 novels in serial form. You have to read them in order. The Reversion, the Revival, the Renewal, An Appeal to Heaven, The Blessings of Freedom, and Hostages to Fortune. Yes, I'm almost done with number 7. Hopefully it'll be out in a couple of months. And you will find in here the complete plan, as I say, for preparing for and surviving and rebuilding after a complete collapse of everything. You can get them through Amazon. The link is down below. And through Amazon, you can get them in paperback or Kindle or Audible. Or you can get them directly from me. And I really love it when people do that. Because it allows me to sign them and write a little note to you and everything like that. And you can get them that way through our website, stonemont.us, and that link is also down below. Great Mother's Day present, by the way. So think about that. And I think a lot of people go through a long time in preparedness, thinking about, I'm preparing for this one particular thing or that particular thing. It's kind of whatever the scary thing is of the day. And as a result, they kind of bounce around a lot and they waste a lot of time and money. But your answer should be, I'm preparing for a total collapse. I'm preparing for anything and everything. And that'll keep you on the road. So what are you preparing for? Okay. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow, because you're going to live as well tomorrow as you prepare to live. Okay. You all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.